Hi, thank you so much for pressing play. Today I want to share with everybody a story about how I manifested winning the lottery. I had the opportunity to be involved in a project which is going to spread my message, and hopefully it will inspire you. Back in 2009, I had a spiritual awakening. Prior to that, I was on a spiritual journey, but the actual spiritual awakening happened when I manifested winning the lottery. I was going through quite a few challenges in my life. So in order for me to find peace and serenity, I would take my son and my dog in the forest for walks quite often. I now call the forest my church because just the connectedness with nature, the feeling that I got from being in the forest, so grounded and clearing, that was just really a place of serenity for me. Not only did I feel much more relaxed, but I also felt like my energy was connecting with the universe on a much more grand scale than I had experienced before. My story began while I was doing laundry in my living room. I had finished folding the laundry and I shut down the TV with both converters. I continued to walk up the stairs with my laundry, and I realized that there was a sign in the bottom right-hand corner of the TV that remained on even though the power was completely shut off. So I realized it was Lotto 649-777. Now to me this was a sheer sign to start playing the lottery. I didn't take it as a coincidence whatsoever, so thus I started playing the lottery. My first experience was I was playing from a certain store, and it just didn't feel right all the times I was buying the tickets. So I just thought, you know what, I need to change up the area where I'm playing. It just felt too busy at that store. The next day I pulled up to the gas station in my local town, and I was looking up while I was getting gas, and I saw a billboard of the Chinese food restaurant phone number, and it was 5588. That was a random number that was given to me to log into monthly in order to do what I had to do. But again, that was a sheer sign to me that this is where I need to start buying the tickets. And it was a good change because the people who ran that store were a great family, and I shared with them my story and how I was getting signs and how I was sure I was going to win the lottery. And they were really excited and said, Shelley, make sure you keep playing here because we think you're going to win as well. So each time I went into the forest and played these numbers, the feeling just got stronger and stronger. I would usually go into the forest with my son and the dog, and each time I did, I would actually read the numbers aloud from the lottery ticket and envision them going into the universe. I would look down at my son some days and say, Sam, do you think Mommy's nuts? And he would say, no, Mom, I don't. And we would just laugh. But I would continue to do this, and I always had the sheer purpose in winning the lottery in order to give back, to educate as many people globally, to address the epidemic of childhood obesity, diabetes, all these diseases that were caused by nutritional deficiencies. That was my main passion at the time. So whenever I did manifest, not only did I say out loud what I wanted to win the lottery, but I had a reason of why I wanted to win. And then I would feel as if it was going to happen until I finally got to the point that it was happening. So the one day that I realized that I was going to win the lottery, I called up my sister and I said, Sheila, today is the day. I can just feel it in every cell of my body that I'm going to win the lottery. She was excited for me. Who knows what she thought, but she sounded excited, and I was excited for myself. I can't explain the energy that I felt that day. I was just really, my vibration of energy was really high. So I continued to do my walk, and when I was done, I went into the store and saw the man and gave him my tickets. I didn't say anything to him that I knew I was going to win. I just gave him the ticket, and he put it through, and it came up, ding, 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 big winner, big winner. So I knew this was going to happen, and he said, Shelley, did you check your numbers compared with the winning numbers? And I said, no. So the 49 million jackpot that day, we had the numbers compared. He came up to me and he said, well, your numbers are, or here's the sequence of the winning ticket, and then here is the winning number. Exact sequence, except for the last winning number was 48 and yours is 47. So needless to say, I was very happy and knew this was going to happen. And at that point, we had to wait for the lotto company to call us. So he had to shut the store down, and we had to wait for that phone call. Finally, the phone call came in, and they said, Shelley, do you know how much you won? And I said, no, anticipating the number. And they told me I had won $6,400. So I had to absorb that information. I was unsure of how I felt because I knew I was going to win, and the jackpot was 49 million. I continued back to absorb and figure out what has transpired into the forest. And when I got there, I realized that something really magnificent had transpired that day, that I had actually manifested winning the lottery. I set out to win with the thoughts of winning, and then actually feeling like I won and believing that I had won, to the point that I had won the lottery. So it was an amazing experience. Not only was it an amazing experience for myself, but it was amazing for my son as well. I taught my son how to manifest his own experiences and desires that he wants in his life. Last summer, he had come to me and said, "Mom, I would like a new guitar." It was quite an expensive guitar. And I was thinking in my head, well, I'm not buying it this month. But instead I told him aloud, "Sam, manifest it for yourself." So he started manifesting every day, and within a week, his grandparents had called and said, "We want to buy you a guitar, Sam." So within the next week, he had his guitar that he had manifested. So I was really happy about sharing that with him. I also want to share that lucky people aren't lucky. They actually create the opportunities around them, and they don't miss the signs when they do arise, and they capture them and make that happen in their life. So I'd like to see you guys learn to do that as well. And my steps in becoming very aware of a lot of everything around me started with my experiences in nature, as I call my church, and becoming very aware. And secondly, I became a registered holistic nutritionist, and thus my energy had even lifted higher. So I'd like to inspire as many people as I can. Please share with a comment below and spread it to as many people as possible. And stay tuned, because I have a second video to share with you on how to do this yourself. Thank you.